Yo, what's up, guys? If you're new here, thanks for coming. If you've been here, appreciate you coming back. Appreciate it. I wanted to make a video because there has been a lot that has happened since our last video, and it's been a few months since our last video. But summertime, I would say it's safe to say that summer has started and is at the very beginning of full force. Like, we are going full force in the summer. It's a little hard to believe with how busy it's been that like we're just getting started. We still have all of June, all of July, all of August, all of September, and then like October gets a little spotty, but like all of October, and then December it kind of slows down, but you have Christmas and New Year's. It did get slow in the wintertime, but I'm excited now that summer's here. I've been like just really busy. Where do I start at? So I mean, yeah, so just some key notes to highlight. We've added a lot to our inventory. We've doubled the amount of chairs that we had at the end of last season. We doubled the amount of chairs that we have. We doubled the amount of tables. We definitely have more tables. I think I'm at like 200 chairs now and like 20 tables. We added Connect 4. Added some coolers, weird things like extension cords, and I added a bunch more tents to my inventory. Like now I have multiple sizes and multiple of each, and yeah. So we're at a point now. If you guys don't know, you can go back to like some of the beginning videos. I'm sure I mentioned it, but I started this business in debt from Back to Basics Wood Shop. If you're not familiar, that's a business that I started before Weber's Party Rentals. It was a wood shop business. I tried making items, and they were my biggest competitors were places like Walmart and Target. There's no way that I'd be able to keep up with it and have a healthy profit margin. I ended up going like, it wasn't like terrible, but I spent more money on that business than I should have, and it set me back, especially like to start another business that needs capital as well. I started this business with a barred table for my cousin, and then when I got my first order, I went over and I bought 8 chairs. It was like, they were like $20 a pop. I think I spent like $200. So hypothetically, I started this business with $200 on a borrowed table, and now I have like multiple 8-foot tables, like 10 8-foot tables. I have like probably 9 or 10 6-foot tables. I have a couple 4-foot tables. And then again, the chairs is the biggest thing because chairs always go out. Chairs are always renting out. But yeah, I mean, so like just with that point though, so we're at a point now where we have a foundation and we can actually do things. When I first started, my invoices were $40. My first order was like, I'm exaggerating, but I think my first order was like, I think it was $58 was my first order, and I didn't charge a delivery fee, and the guy gave me a tip because I delivered it and didn't charge him a delivery. This is how rookie I was with it. You know, with general contracting, I had a general idea of how it would go, but I was very hesitant to charge people. And you know, like general contracting, you get your dispatch, you get your hourly, you get your materials, you mark your materials up 30%. Any equipment fees, you use a hammer on a job site. Like, not everybody does it. Not every contractor doesn't fit every business model, but you can charge for anything and everything. I had to talk to you on the phone fee. You get a little crazy with some of that stuff. Some people really do. I don't recommend all the fees and stuff, but some of it is justified, like delivery fees and setup fees, because that takes, you know, that can take up to 2-3 hours sometimes, and you got to go back and do it the next day. But you know, it's now we're at a point though where like invoices are like $100-$200 instead of $50, and we're doing way bigger parties and we're doing way more parties. So I don't advertise this to my public customers or any. I put it on my Snapchat, but I don't put this out for the regular people to consume. It's more for like the outer world to kind of see it, see how I operate, and just the words that I preach or the words that I speak. Maybe they'll help you. I don't know. But this is my journey. This is how I did it. And we're finally at the start of the summer, and it has been busy. In the wintertime, all I wanted was for it to be busy, and now it's busy, and it has just been nonstop. It's a good feeling. It sparks a lot of interest. This is where my mind has been. It sparks a lot of interest on where we are taking the business, because now there's money involved, like actual money, like you can take money and do things. Money, like, there's no sense of bragging. It's more or less acknowledgement that we are in a position to do things now. Sometimes there's an imposter syndrome, like you don't deserve it, but you do, because you work hard. You work very hard. If you're watching this, you did more effort than more people ever tried that never tried. So I mean, the fact we even found this, good for you. But yeah, so with that being said, I don't mind throwing numbers out, because I'm not worried about the people around me seeing it. This is for the outside world, outside of Weber's Party Rentals. It's more for my own personal gain here. It's for me, not for anybody else really, and hopefully you benefit from it. But last week the week before we did $1,200. The week before that was like $800. The week that just passed was Memorial Day. We were surprisingly slow. We only did like $500 or $600. But with that said though, like we did, I think I think we did like $5,500 last year, and we did close to $3,000 this month. That's what I mean about the power of, like, it's kind of like the stock market. Like, if you guys ever researched investments, like if you invest at 18 and by the time you're 65, you've had so much time in the market that you've just multiplied over and over and over and over again. I think it's like $1 turns to $86 if you invested at 18 and take it out at 65, 64, whatever retirement is. So at $30,000, you would have like 1.7 million, if I'm not mistaken, just from a $30,000 investment at the age of 18. It's kind of the same with the rentals. You take that money and you buy more chairs. You make another $1,000, you buy another stack of chairs. Then you got fucking $2,000. You know what I mean? Then you got $2,000, you buy 2 stacks of chairs. You just keep buying more and more and more, and then it multiplies and multiplies. That's kind of where we're at, though. We got some partners that we're working with. They've been really good to us. They've been giving us a lot of business. I know that they appreciate our help as well. So it's cool having other people. And we're making connections now that we've been in it a little bit longer. We're figuring out who people are and what other people are doing, which is really cool. Again, truck, trailer, all the red tape. That's all going to be. I'm setting money aside. Like I'm being conservative with how I'm spending the money, because I want to have money put aside for the wintertime. I have to cancel my old LLC, fire up a new LLC, get insurance, and then switch over. I'm going to do Inflatable Office. I'm going to switch over to Inflatable Office. Right now I'm using Squarespace. It's cool because I can send people there and I don't have to explain things over and over again. I just say, hey, here's my pricing, and I send them a link to my pricing, and if they like it, they like it. If they don't, they don't. They can contact me on there as well. It's just like a home base. It's cool to have. But IO, I'm gonna switch to IO. It's gonna give me way more as far as scheduling, paperwork. Like they can sign their contract and everything on there. It'll calculate all the taxes for me and all the invoices, and everything will be automated. Like if you want to reserve it, go on my website, put it in. If it's available, it's available. I'll be a lot more professional with that, but that's the general concept, because I am tired of talking to people on the phone and text messages and messages on Facebook and friends calling me because they have a friend, and it's just way too much. I'm working a regular day job and then dealing with 20 people a day. It just the amount of manual labor that can be resolved by an automated system, it would free up so much time. Probably, honestly, like 3 to 4 hours a week of just, it doesn't sound like a lot, but when you're putting 20 hours, like 2 weekends ago, I put an extra 20 hours in. I started at 7, didn't end until 5 each day. Like the one day I got done at like 6:30. It was, so I'm working 40 hours in my regular job and then another 20 to 30 at Weber's Party Rentals. Where my head has really been at has been to figure out what the number is. It's not going to be till the end of next season, but I want to figure out what the number is to get like everything up and operating. And then once I hit that point, like figure out like, should I get a warehouse? Or, like, there's a lot of unanswered questions that I've never experienced, and I'm figuring them out kind of as I go. I'm very cautious. I'm very aware. I have experience in business, mostly general contracting. It's very similar to the same business model, but with a general contractor, you have a van and you just show up places. Like, you don't really need an office. You can, you know what I mean, your office is your van, so it's a little bit different. With me, I'm gonna need somewhere where customers can actually come and pick stuff up. So it's, you know, what are you thinking? $1,500 a month? That's, you know, $12,000 a year or something like that. Probably more, $15,000 a year. So it's, you know, with that in mind, and then like what I've really want to do is either get somebody else in the field with me, or have somebody in an office answering phones. And it's, my main question is like, how long do I have to operate as a single operator without help doing, you know what I mean? And I still have bills and a life, and, you know, I'd like to go out to eat, and I like to have fun with friends, and I like to do regular people things. You need money to do that, and the business can't be successful if you're sucking all the money out of it. That's how you end up with broken tables and chairs and nothing left. So I've been very cautious on that standpoint, but it does concern me. Like, what is the number? What is the comfortable number? And I feel like everybody has the same answers. Like, once you do it, you'll, like, once it's time, you'll know. And when you do it, you'll never look back. But until we hit that point, we won't know. So, but that's really been just the next step has been on my mind a lot. What we're doing now is working, and it's gonna be fine for the rest of the year. But that next step is really what's been main priority. And it's nothing I won't be able to figure out. I'm pretty good at figuring things out. It's just as far as like, just the overall, you know, the umbrella of it. What, who, what, where, when, why, like, how is this gonna happen? But I'm dedicated, and we're making a lot of progress. Like I said, we did like 5,500 last summer, and then we did, I think it was, I didn't do the numbers, but it's close to $3,000 last month alone. I made more in a weekend in 2 days than I did working 2 weeks at my day job. Props to them, because I want to find an employee that's like me, that'll work the way that I do, the same way that I work for my employer. If I could find somebody like me that like shows up and does the job and doesn't complain. I haven't called out once in like the 9 months that I've been there. That's the kind of stuff you need, you know, and finding good help and stuff. It'll all come in due time, but that is the process. That's what I'm looking at. Just a little quick short update. I'll give you guys some more details in the future, but just want to give you a quick video because it's been a while. So it is May 28th. So yeah, we're a day or two away from June. It's about to really start getting hot out there in the party rentals. And if you're doing this, or if you're not doing this, I suggest you research it. You do some more research and more research and more research, and just keep going. You got this, you know. Turn one chair into two chairs into four chairs. Next thing you know, you got a warehouse. Boom. We're gonna end it on that. Appreciate you guys watching. I'll catch you on the next one.